Yo, 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 what's up, brother?
D Hall, back again for another week, another show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. Super pumped up. Another great week, indeed. A couple nice tournaments this weekend. I know you were doing a college match for the West Moco boys. How was that?
It was good. We commentated the Seton Hill Millersville match. Seton Hill and Westmoreland Sports, partner together. Westmoreland covers all of Seton Hill sports. So we had their duel. It was a good duel. Millersville came out on top. But we saw some good matches, and they had 8 exhibition matches after that we covered. So we pretty much covered 2 duels, and it was nice to see Vince DiAugustine make his home debut, or not his home debut, but his second home debut. They
Yep.
wrestled at home 2 days before
Settling in.
that. Um, Good to see those guys in the Shaws, and Seton Hill's got a number of WPIAL guys on that team. Came out with a couple wins. They're building, but they're uh, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they're under the right direction. You know that.
Yep.
Um, so I was excited for those guys, and it was a cool experience calling that match.
No doubt. No doubt. I slipped over to Burgettstown. Obviously we're gonna dive right into all that here in a little bit, but man, that was a lot of fun. The Vigilati brothers, they just do it right over there, man. The food, right off the bat, the food was unbelievable. Kaz, you need to make a trip out just for the food next year. The wrestling was amazing too. We'll get into it, but the food, they had brisket, pulled pork. I mean, my man, the
I
coach's room was elite.
I could have sworn, was it last year or maybe the year before, when we were interviewing the Vig brothers, that they said at their tournament, their media and coaches room is the best in the state. He said they go all out with the spread
I
of
mean,
food and drinks,
I see
everything
why
they have.
coaches keep coming back and teams keep coming back for that, man. It was legit, and I was talking to Joey about it, and he said, the parents, they really get it. They really get involved. Even like former parents, they really get involved. And he said they have a great group and they get after it. So kudos to them. Their hospitality was great. I felt like, I was sitting right on the edge filming. They didn't care. It was a lot of fun being over at Burgerstown. Of course, 15 minutes for me, so that was an easy drive as well. Right down 22 and 30. What do you think? We'll hit the theme music and get right into the show.
Let's do that.
To the Near Files WPIAL show, where DL and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny WPIAL, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Files in the WPIAL.
All right, Kaz, where do you want to start, brother? I feel like the biggest tournament of the weekend was Midwinter Mayhem. What do you think?
I think we should start there as well. Like you said, that was best tournament of the weekend. Depth wise, number of teams. So I think we should start there. I'm with you.
Okay, so Midwinter Mayhem had a number of teams. I'm going to pull that up. At 107, just had one place winner, Dylan Barrett out of Penn Trafford. He ends up on the podium for the Warriors there, Coach McKillop, and I always forget his name. I'm losing
Coach
it.
Homan.
I know, and I lost it on the initial one. It's like a brain funk there, but yeah, good on that, and it was good to see a guy get on the podium there. Okay, so I found it now, and sorry for that little filibuster. Butler, Franklin Regional, Freedom, Kiski, Penn Trafford, Plum, Thomas Jefferson, and West Allegheny all out there. So what, 8 teams out there at the Midwinter Mayhem out in IUP, and we were out there last year, weren't able to make it out there this year, Kaz, but fantastic tournament.
Yeah, it is, and those 8 WPIL teams there. And I thought, looking at the results, and I was watching some of the matches online, that the WPIAL wrestled pretty well with the number of good schools that were there. I thought they had a good handful of placers. You had your McCourts, your Central Mountains, Chestnut Ridge, Fort LaBeouf, a lot of good schools there. And the WPIAL ended up having 2 teams in the top 10. So I thought they did pretty well.
No, I agree. I agree with you there, Kaz. And that's another really tough tournament. You see McCourt goes there, like you said, and all those tough teams up there by Erie. So good on the WPIAL to take a couple guys and get some place winners. So yeah, off the rip, we see Dylan Barrett take 5th place for Penn Trafford, and then you move up to 114 pounds. We had our first champion of the night there of the tournament there, Santino Sloboda out of Butler. He continues to just put on some good hard wrestling, man. He's been really impressive this year. Takes on the first place medal there in a loaded weight class. And also Caden Harbert from West Allegheny takes home 7th place as well. Very, very deep weight class. Good to see 2 guys from the WPIAL get on the podium there.
Yeah, I was now Harbert and Sloboda didn't wrestle. They didn't meet in this bracket, so we didn't get to see that.
Correct.
I feel like the match that everyone wanted to see was Sloboda and Will Dieter from Trinity Camp Hill. Dieter was a 3rd or 4th in the state last year, as was Sloboda, and they were the 1-2 seed. And Dieter ends up losing in the semis, got upset by Rothermel, who Sloboda beat in the finals. I feel like that was the match everyone wanted to see, but good on Sloboda. He stays undefeated this year. And Harbert getting on the podium, coming down from 121. He's starting to turn it on at the right time. I'm sure, Coach Raygard and the West Allegheny faithful are happy to see that. He's kind of starting to climb towards that peak.
Yeah, he's starting to look good. He's starting to find it a little bit. The weight came off him pretty good from what I understand. So good on him to make the podium there and take him 7th place. And like we said, we're going to say it a few more times. Tough tournament. So moving on to 127 or 21 pounds. The WPIAL did not have anyone out of the 121 pound bracket. But you look and you see Aaron Seidel of Northern Lebanon take home the championship over Sladowski of Brockway. So obviously tough bracket. No WPIAL boys made it onto the podium. But Seidel continues his reign. He's been looking impressive all year as he's trying to get another state championship.
Yeah, and then up to 127, we saw one WPIAL placer here. It was Ty Capuste out of Franklin. He was the runner-up. He lost in the finals to Jack Forrest of Bishop McCourt. Couple of names, we like Gideon Bracken. You and I have seen that name before. They're at the Southmoreland tournament. Is United. I was happy to see Capuste. So Capuste beat Tyson Cook of West Scranton in the semis. Cook beat Capuste last year at this tournament in the quarters, I believe it was. So it was nice to see Capuste rebound, get that win over him, make it to the finals. And the other thing, it was funny to see. So last week at Counties, you know how Capuste and his teammate Chase Smith wrestled in the finals.
I knew you were going to go there because that's where I was going to go. But yeah, it's wild, huh?
They wrestled again in this tournament. They seeded Capuste was the 3 seed, and they seeded his teammate the 14. So how brackets are set up, the 3 meets the 14, all be an upset in the round of 16. So they wrestled again. Capuste with a 9-0 major decision in that. So I'm sure it was tough for them again, but it only makes Smith better.
I like it in a way, man, to have 2 guys. I mean, obviously Smith, he won some matches here, so he's a formidable guy. And on Wednesday night, I'm going to see him over in Norwin. So I'm sure he's going to be somewhere in the lineup, and that's a nice little piece that Coach Levy can use. And not necessarily his starter, but certainly good enough to be a nice piece in the lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out Wednesday night. But moving up to 133 pounds, we just had one WPIAL placer. Carson Yucca out of Plum takes home 7th place for the Mustangs. Good on him. Tough bracket here, 133 pounds.
Yeah, this was, Har, we know all about him. Gibson, we know all about him. Yucca's having a really good senior year out of Plum. Wyant, Chestnut Ridge kids are always tough. And then Cyrus Hurd took 5th or 6th in the state last year, I believe. He lost to Cooper Hornack in the state semis last year. So this was a pretty loaded weight here.
And you
on top.
Yeah, you look at the finals, Hare and Gibson. I think that was a pretty highly anticipated match. Hare, younger brother of his older brother, we're going to talk about here in a little bit, but he goes out and gets it done. And Gibson, he's super impressive, just dominant on his way to the finals. So that's a name we're going to have to keep our eye on as we get towards the state time of things. And Montgomery, man, they had a nice little team here. Coach Hare, I believe, is the coach out there. So,
Yes.
Montgomery, they got a nice squad. And, certainly Matt Taylor's very high on them and has been talking about that team for years. So good on them and good on Hare to get on the top there.
How about Gibson? His first 3 matches of the tournament, he scored 30 points, 25 points, and 28 points.
That's at McCourt Way, dude. I mean, we were talking about it last week. Crazy how much points.
30 bagger often.
That's a lot of points. Well, we'll see it in college if some of these dudes get up there and see how much they can put up when they get up into college. But man, if it translates for where they're at now, those guys are they're super impressive. The McCourt kids, we talked about them. Powerade, we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to see those guys just get after it, and we'll see what happens. When they get I'm sure they're chomping at the bit for the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right, 139 pounds. This is one of the highlights of the show, right? When our guest is on tonight, Kase Chopp takes home second place. En route, he takes out former PIAA state champ Dalton Perry of Central Mountain. Big win for Kase Chopp and someone who's really just had a great year. 22-3 on the year, I believe. I looked up earlier, so 17 pins, just dominant, man. Just really good stuff. He runs into the buzzsaw that is Bo Bassett in the finals, number one in the country, winning college opens, everything. But good on Kase Chopp to get to the finals, man. Very good stuff for Butler, and it was cool to see. I watched the match on. If you guys aren't on the Butler Facebook page, go like them and check it out. The last, 40 seconds are up of the reversal, and he almost sticks him. It was beautiful. So good on Kase. I'm excited to talk to him shortly.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then he follows it up in the semis with beating Pizarchik, who's ranked top 6 in the state.
Yep.
That was such a coming out party for him. I'm sure these next 2 weeks he's going to be ready to wrestle. I mean, he's probably juiced up. He wants to get on the mat, and he's proven he can really beat anyone. I mean, he hasn't. His last loss is he hasn't lost in 2024 yet. I know it's only about 3 weeks, but he's undefeated on the new year, other than the Bassett loss in the finals. Which, let's be honest, there's a reason Bassett's ranked 1 in the country.
He gave Islamov a barn burner of a match at the Southmoreland finals, dude. So in that match, coin flip, and I'm front row for it every time, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But Kase Chopp, he's for real, no doubt. I'm excited to talk to him.
Yeah, and that Islamov match at the Southmoreland finals was probably the best match of those finals. I was doing the post-match interviews, and Islamov said himself, he goes, I knew it was going to be a great match. He goes, we went toe-to-toe. It was awesome. This kid's fun to watch wrestle. I'm excited to talk to him, see where his head's at after, this good weekend he had, and see what he can get going into this postseason.
No doubt. So I'm going to send him the text and see where he's at. Kaz, why don't you break down 145?
Yep, we are going to go to 145, and our champ at 145 was
Maddox
Shaw. Thomas Jefferson 7-1 over Griffin Walliser of Central Mountain. No other WPIAL guys placed in this bracket. Shaw 7-1 in the finals. He beat Michael Turry of West Scranton 1-0 in the semis. I would have liked to see what Sam Herring could have done here. I saw he forfeited out the semis through, I don't know, injury or what it may be, but I would have liked to see a match with him and Shaw, and him and Walliser in the semis here. But Maddox Shaw staying on that hot streak, the champ here. I believe he lost to Bassett in the finals last year. here?
I don't
No, he was
remember.
heavier than Bassett.
I feel like he wrestled
I think he wrestled
Margot.
Taylor. Yeah, he might have. Can't remember.
I
But
feel like he wrestled
Shaw,
Margot, and it was a really good match, but he was just a little bit too much. But yeah,
uh,
Shaw's on a rampage, dude. And like, what's wild about him is you hear these college coaches, he's not committed anywhere yet. And
yeah.
these dudes are just drooling over him. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see, him progress, him get to the WPIALs and start leading. We saw Thomas Jefferson. They had a couple place winners here. They're going to be a team that could make some noise in the WPIAL playoffs here in a couple weeks. So I know Coach Laddick is certainly happy with Maddox Shaw.
They have pretty much a full lineup, and you don't hear many people say like, oh, they're one of the 3 or 4 best teams, but they have like a weird lineup of. They have those 2 or 3 studs that are going to get you bonus points every time they wrestle with Shaw and Marlowe and Turk.
Yep.
And then they have those guys like Brady Fitz and like kind of those middle of the pack guys we say that you need to win duels. They have a ton of those. They're a tough out for anybody. And I don't think it's crazy for them to pull an upset off in the team bracket, because if they get the right matchup and they can bump Shaw or Marlowe to catch another team's stud that counts for pretty much relies 6 points for, that could be upwards of a 10-point swing. So TJ's, they're kind of like hanging out in the weeds, and they're gonna.
I'm sure that's where Gladdick loves to be. Just like, I just feel like that's his MO, and then boom, he's up on front stage and he's gonna get after it. I love it.
I wonder how many cups of coffee you think he drank this weekend.
Oh, dude, we might need to have someone put a counter on it, like sneaky. He's probably listening, but like, if you're not listening, we might have to have someone put a counter. Dude, he definitely was juiced up at Powerade. There's no doubt about it. Okay, 152 pounds. We see 2 guys from the WPIAL make it on the podium. Nick Jones takes 4th out of West Allegheny, and Antonio Walker takes 6th place out of Plum. So good to see 2 guys get on the podium here. Nino Walker going down to 152 pounds. He's making his descent down. But it looks like he defaulted here, so hopefully he's all good. But yeah, good to see 2 guys from the WPIAL get on the podium in this bracket.
Yeah, and Walker and Jones did not wrestle, correct?
I don't think so. No. Unless it happened in the backside.
I'm looking on the backside. Oh, they did. Jones.
No, did they?
In the Quincy semis, Jones, 3-1 decision.
You got there before I did. Okay, yeah.
It was sudden victory, actually. Sudden victory, 3-1. Jones got the takedown. So they're both right there. 2 guys that I think you and I both expect to see at Hershey this year. Jones looks good up at the weight, and Walker looks good coming down. He was 72 last year.
Yep. So my counties, I was like, "Who's that?" And you were like, "That's Antonio Walker." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, we didn't recognize him.
No, not at all. Not at all. I lost your camera there, Kaz. But we're gonna have our man Kase Chopp on. What do you think, Kaz? You ready?
Let's do that.
I'm ready.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Good to have you on, brother. Good to have you on. First things first, congratulations on your runner-up finish at Midwinter Mayhem this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, brother. First question. Go ahead, Kaz. You started off this time.
We'll get right to it.
Yes.
Sweet.
One hell of a weekend.
Yes, it was.
You put the state of Pennsylvania on notice that quarterfinals. You defeat a state champ who's ranked top 6 in the country, 9-8, and then you follow that up with a 6-2 win over a kid ranked top 6 in the state in AA. What was clicking for you? Just very basic. Tell me how it felt.
Oh man, I just really was warming up good. My feet were moving really well this past weekend, so that was really big for me. And I wasn't too nervous going into the big matches, Like I wasn't overstressed. I wasn't all worried about who I was wrestling. I just really wanted to go in and wrestle, keep stuff close.
Okay, so talk to me about the Butler program, buddy. Talk to me about Coach Scott. Scott Stoner. Talk to me about what it's like to be part of that program. You guys had a fantastic year last year. Just talk to me about that.
It's great. He's a true he's a big believer on working hard and no easy way out. So we're always hearing about how today's society is a little softer than it should be, and all that. So he's just true grit and believes in hard work. And we have a great coaching staff. We have a lot of Butler alumni come in and help out our program. It's good. It's tough, hard work.
Good stuff.
So I'm going to take it back a week to the Southmoreland Holiday Classic Finals. I was there for that, doing the post-match interviews, and I said it at the time, your finals match with Islamov was probably the best final of that tournament, and you guys were going back and forth. It was a great match.
Yep.
How talk to me about that match? And it was kind of high-flying, like throwing each other. Those type of matches you typically like getting into, or is it just his style versus your style, and that's what the fans got?
I think my style is big. I mean, I think of myself as a defensive wrestler, then I watch myself wrestling. That's not the truth. But, yeah, I feel like every guy I'm wrestling who's on my level, I'm going to try and throw him. I'm going to try and wrestle hard, and I'm going to try and get a good match in. And he's more like funky, smooth type wrestling, so I think I kind of brought it to him. And that match was more my pace, and then he ended up catching me there at the end. So.
Talk about your teammate. He goes out and takes first place at 114 pounds. Santino Sloboda. He looks really, really good, man. Talk about your relationship with him and how you guys are in the room together.
He's great, man. I love him. He's sometimes he slacks off a little bit in practice, but he's working hard somewhere. So he's real good. He's surprising everybody. He's wrestling way better than everybody thought this season. And I mean, he's been great. He's obviously great, but he's just been on one. He's matches that were close last year with the same kids. He was pinning them first period, turning them no problem. He's just really, really doing well this year.
Now, going into that Perry quarterfinal match, what was your mindset like heading into that match? Did you have it in your head like, oh, I'm wrestling a top kid in the country, or were you kind of just like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go out, compete. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I knew I was wrestling. It's Dalton Perry. It's hard not to know who you're wrestling. But yeah, I went in there trying to keep it close. That's all I really wanted. Because in the morning, I was on the bus, and I was like, I really don't think Dalton Perry could tech fall me. And everybody looked at me like I was nuts. So
that's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Kase.
Yeah.
That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah. So.
Talk about your progression, man. This year, you really seem like you're taking off. 22-3, 17 pins. Do you work out at a club? Do you work out just with the Butler guys? Where have you gotten, the progression from?
Oh, so I like to bounce around clubs in the summer. I like to get a lot of different feels. But our practice room has been really great recently. We have a Butler alumni, Steve Green. He comes down to wrestle with me a lot because he wrestles up at Slippery Rock. He was a 100-match winner for Butler. They're on a break, so that's helped me tremendously. And club-wise, during season on some days off, I'll go down to the Mat Factory. I'll go to Butler Club, called Legacy Wrestling, but get a good workout in on there. So just stuff like that. Yeah, just working hard when you have the time.
Love that.
So coming up next in the next few weeks, I'm sure you guys got a duel tomorrow. Who are you guys wrestling tomorrow?
Mars.
So you have Mars tomorrow, and then this weekend. Are you guys in any tournaments this weekend?
Clearfield duels. A lot of teams there this year are down, but just as we are also. But yeah, that'll be fun.
Still good duel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good competition.
What are your? Oh, go ahead, Donnie. Sorry.
That's fine. I pretty much was going to say the same thing. I think, Kase. How are you going to continue this motion, man? How are you going to stay focused and try to continue this path?
It's really about the extra workouts, in my opinion. Running after practice, even if it's 20 minutes, doing a little lift after, going to the gym, something like that, and just really trying to focus up in practice and try not to slug through it. Just learn. So that's big for me. Just always staying in practice and not just wait until it's over,
Love that. Good stuff, man.
What's your goals for this season?
I really want to be a section champ and make it to states at least. Placing would be awesome. The WPIAL's really deep. Like you could be top 8 in the state and ranked 6th in the WPIAL. You know, it's tough, but that would be nice to make it out there.
Well,
question that we always have on this show, little outside of wrestling, 2-part question. One, what is the game of choice in the Butler wrestling room?
Oh man, we play a lot of dodgeball actually in the beginning of practice. We play a lot of dodgeball.
Will the coaches get in there?
No, they don't love it. They don't love it. They don't love it. But they do let us finish our games, so that's at least nice of them.
And you have a big win, a big pin. You can eat whatever you want that night. What is your post-match meal that you're just eating a little too much of?
Oh man, I go to Taco Bell. I hate to say it, Taco Bell or Applebee's.
Okay. Applebee's does have all, they always have the deals going on, so I can feel you there, man.
The half-off apps, man, they're awesome.
This is true. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Kase, so thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. It was a joy. Good luck the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
See you later.
Kaz, sorry for jumping in front of you all that whole interview, but man, that was cool stuff.
Yeah, one hell of a tournament for Kase. If people didn't know who he was, they do now.
Yep.
I know we did, and we'll be watching the rest of the year. He's, like you said, those are 2 of the biggest wins of anyone had in the WPIAL this year, and he's going to be a tough out for anyone come the the WPIAL tournament, state tournament. He proved that by beating Dalton Perry.
My favorite thing of that whole interview, dude, was when he was riding on the bus on the way to the tournament, and he was talking to his buddies, and he was like, I don't think he could tech me. And all his buddies looked at him like he was crazy. And then he went out and beat the dude. That is freaking so cool, man. I love that. Yeah, man, good for him. And like you said, probably one of the best wins of any WPIAL guy right now. So I'm excited.
And he won that match. Well, it was 9-8, and I saw he was down 7-1.
He got a late reversal in back points. I'm going to throw it up on Twitter. They put it on, like I said, they put it on the Butler GT wrestling page. And I watched like the last 30, 40 seconds of it. And dude, he got up and he looked at the clock and he's like, oh my God, I won. it was really cool. It was a cool moment. You could tell the Butler coaches were like, it's awesome. Good win, buddy. Good win. So yeah, good on Kase, man. We're excited for him. So yeah.
Hopefully Coach Stoner gets into a dodgeball game with them this week.
He's got to. All right. Where were we at, buddy? 160?
We're on 52. Yeah, we're on 60. We're on 160 at Winter Mayhem.
Okay. So 160, only one place winner out of the WPIAL. We just kind of talked about him, but Thomas Jefferson's Bodie Marlowe takes home 3rd place.
Yeah, your champ was Connor Hare of Montgomery. Devin Magro was your runner-up. I believe Magro and Marlowe hit in the semis. Magro with the 3-0 decision. But credit to Marlowe. He wrestles really well in this tournament. He did last year, too. Last year at this tournament, Donnie, you and I were both – this was kind of like our eye-opener to him.
Yep.
The match he wrestled against Ty Waters was – incredible, and we all know what Ty is, one of the best to ever put on a singlet. So he wrestles well at this tournament, and kind of last year at this time was when we all kind of opened our eyes, like, wow, this kid's really freaking good.
Yeah, man, he's legit. There's no doubt that he's one of those guys for Thomas Jefferson we were just talking about, and I'm sure him and Maddox get after it in the practice room. I'm sure they got hands on each other all day long. So they're just getting each other better and better. And, unlike Maddox, we see Bodie Marlowe, he committed to Pitt this offseason. So good on him there. And, Pitt just keeps sucking up all the WPIAL talent. You love to see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
172. 172.
Yes, sir.
We had one WPIAL placer here. It was Jack Tongle of Plum. He ended up taking 8th. in this bracket. He didn't make it to the quarterfinals. He was a 13 seed, so he wrestled way above his seed. He ended up losing in the round of 16 to the 4 seed from West Scranton, 5-2. So he wrestled the whole way back through that backside to get on the podium out of the 13 seed. So credit to Tongle, a Plum. That team is really good. We're going to see tomorrow they wrestle Kiske. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Plum, everyone sees Plum with these lightweights, but with him and Walker, they have it up top too.
Yep.
They're a tough out.
Yeah, no doubt. Plum's for real. They got like a decent dude at every single weight class, and Nina Walker's one of their best guys too. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Speaking of Kiske, moving up to 189 pounds, we have 2 guys out of the WPIAL place in this bracket. Cooper Roskowski. 3. Did I miss one, buddy? I have Cooper Roskowski and Tassel Whipple. Who did I miss?
Julian Sepalak of Plum took 6th.
I did miss that. Dang it. Well, so 3. Julian Sepalak of Plum took 6th. So good to see 3 WPIAL guys, place in this bracket. I'm sure all 3 are going to be really tough outs come WPIAL tournament time. I'm excited to see that bracket.
Yeah, Roskowski and Whipple met for the 3rd time this year already, and they're not even in the same section. No, they are in the same section. PT and Plum, no, they're not in the same section. But they wrestled at counties last week. In the finals, and then they meet in the quarterfinals. They were the 4 or 5 seeds. So Whipple ended up taking 8th, and then Roskowski wrestled Sepalak for 5th and 6th. But it looks like Sepalak defaulted from that match.
No, Whipple. I think Whipple did. Oh no, Sepalak did.
Yeah, Sepalak lost. Yeah, he lost in the Quincy semis, and then defaulted out of the 5th and 6th place match.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Whipple defaulted to Sepalak.
Right, that's what I'm looking at too, buddy.
And then Whipple went to 8th, and then Sepalak ended up defaulting to Roskowski for 5th and 6th. So
Yep.
Hope everyone's healthy there, because tomorrow night we could see Sepalak and Roskowski wrestle in the Plum Kiske duel.
No doubt. Okay, 215 pounds. We see a champion here for the WPIAL. Juliano Marion picks up the championship with a fall in the finals, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Impressive stuff for the Panther.
Yeah, I believe he got bonus points in every single match he wrestled in this tournament. Everything was fall or major decision. So credit to him. He kind of ran through this bracket. He gets the fall in the finals.
Yep.
Don't really know how much he was tested here. Not diminishing this bracket, but he's that good.
Yep.
Going to be
Place
interesting.
to Powerade.
Yeah. This way, we're going to have a great conversation about this weight in about a month when we do the WPIAL AAA preview. So we won't spoil anything there, but that's going to be fun. But yeah, Marion, your champ. Franklin Regional, just the Fighting Levies. They seem to have a champ everywhere they go, and they're always in the mix. So you're going to see them tomorrow.
I'm pumped, dude. I'm really excited. I've been going back. I listened to my podcast with Kyle Martin, listened to my one with Matt Levy, listened to the previews. I'm pumped up.
Tell everyone what's going on tomorrow, Donnie.
Oh yeah, I guess I kind of buried the lead there, but I'm Keller commentating my first match at West Moco Sports Network tomorrow, dude. I am super pumped up. Franklin Regional versus Norwin at Norwin. It's like top 5 teams in my opinion. So just gonna be a dogfight of a duel. I love both programs. Smitty invited me to come on and hang out with him, and I'm jazzed up for it, dude. You
are going to have one hell of a time.
No doubt. Smitty makes everyone feel like home. You know what I mean? And he's I could just sit next to him and listen to him call a match all day. So to sit right there and help him and do color commentary, I'm getting my stat sheet together. So it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm really excited.
Yes, big night in Westmoreland Sports Network tomorrow, covering 2 separate duels. Donnie Donnie and Smitty will be, like he said, at Franklin Regional at Norwin, and me and George Carter will be at Southmoreland for the Mount Pleasant Southmoreland duel. So
Nice.
if you guys aren't going to a match, tune in on Westmoreland and catch one of the matches. Bring both browsers up and tune into some good wrestling.
Heck yeah, man. Do it double style. I love that.
Yes, heavyweight. We had 2 WPIAL guys place here. 5th place was Shepard Turk out of TJ, a guy we've talked about. And 7th was Cam Dana out of West Allegheny, a name maybe not a lot of people are familiar with yet. This first year in the lineup starting for West A, but Donnie, talk about him. I know you can add a lot more insight on Cam than I can.
Cam's doing well, buddy. He's starting to figure it out a little bit. He's one of those dudes. He was in the junior high program last year for Coach Johnson. Moves up this year, and he's just one of those cats that doesn't know how good he is yet. He's a sophomore, placing at King of the Mountain, placing at Midwinter Mayhem. So he's got real deal stuff. He's just got to figure it out. So I'm excited to see how he does the rest of the year for Coach Regard and Coach Waters and Coach Newrohr. But yeah, he from what I hear, he's working really, really hard in the room and just gets after it. He's one of those heavyweights that doesn't lose every sprint. So it's good to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he must be doing the right things. I know the whole transitive property doesn't always work. A beats B, B beats C, doesn't mean C beats A. But in this bracket, he lost 1-0 to the 4 seed, Gavrilescu of Parkland, 1-0, and Gavrilescu ended up pinning Shepard Turk. So his result was a lot closer than what Turk's was. And Turk, to me and you, is the number 1 guy ranking wise in AAA at heavyweight. Again, the whole transitive property doesn't always work, but when you're looking at the results, it's tough.
Dude, if you look at one before that, Cam Dana and Shepard Turk actually wrestled, and Shepard Turk beat him 1-0. So
they did wrestle in this bracket.
Yes, they did. 1-0. So Turk.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep. Turk.
So Dana's right there.
He's right there, buddy.
Keep an eye out. Only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore, dude. He's got some chops. We're gonna talk about my new discovery here in a little bit. But man, the heavyweight's gonna be a lot of fun.
You have a new discovery at heavyweight?
Yep. We're gonna talk about it here soon, dude. I'm pumped up.
I know. I think I know where you're going with it because you shot me a text, like a real subtle text about it. So I think I know where you're going, but that's all you.
We'll get to it. Okay, what do you think, Burgettstown?
Burgettstown. You were there, right?
Yes, I was there for the semis. I've snuck in there a little bit before the semis. Like I said, off the top, the Vigilati brothers, they do it right, and the whole crew over there. You look around, there's, at least 50 people with Burgettstown gear on. Parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents. It was cool, man, to see the community come together and put on an event like that. So I'm happy for Burgettstown, and Kase, it was a hell of a tournament, dude. There were some really good teams there. Grove City was there. They have a bunch of really good kids. What was the other one I saw that was there from the north that was really good? Meadville was there.
Was Greenville there? Greenville's usually there and has some, or Sharpsville.
Sharpsville was there. Yes, Sharpsville was another one. Meadville. So yeah, there were some guys. You know what I mean? There was definitely some good teams. That you look at the brackets and where they're at. I enjoyed it. I really did. So, and of course, there was a bunch of WPIAL teams there. You know what I mean? So I was just going around giving everyone nuts to all the coaches and stuff. BSing with them, and right off the bat, what do you think? We'll start right off at 107 pounds.
Yep.
All right. Hope I'm on the wrong screen. All right, so 107 pounds, we see Jonathan Emma of Mount Lebanon take out Darius Simmons of Burgettstown for first and second. Javion Chambers takes third. Brady Rahali of North Hills takes fourth. David Miller from Sharpsville takes fifth. Giovanni Paluto of North Hills takes home sixth. So this bracket, man, one thing that I need to highlight. I was watching. I got there for the semis. Jonathan Emma was down, dude. He was down like 9-1, 9-2. Comes back and gets the fall with 8 seconds left in the match. So very, very impressive stuff. Goes into the finals. Major decisions. Darius Simmons. So Jonathan Emma, the young freshman out of Mount Lebanon, heck of a tournament.
That was his semis match.
Yes.
Correct. That was with Chambers of Highlands. Wow.
Yep. It was a dogfight, dude. Flipped him over, pinned him, got on top. It was really impressive to see him come back and stay focused. I know that he's one of those ones. We're going to be seeing him here soon, in the next few years. But I believe he's one of the Coach Coker kids over at the South Hills Wrestling Academy. So
we got to have him on again.
Yeah, for sure. Get an update.
Best interviews we had.
Oh, dude, I know that they have like a camp now where they take kids. It's like a summer camp where they literally like go swim in a lake and then go wrestle like on wrestling mats. Like, we got to go check it out. That sounds like a blast, dude. I just love what he's got going on, and Emma surely putting on the show, taking home the championship here at 107 pounds.
Up at 114, your champ was Jordan Williams of Chartiers Houston. He was your 1 seed. Second place was Tanner Hamilton of Grove City, another one of those Grove City kids you had mentioned about. Ben Fuller, Meadville, third. Giovanni Schapani in North Hills took fourth. Another whippy, Austin Kazanovich, I definitely pronounced that wrong, took sixth from Avonworth. Williams beat Kazanovich 6-4 in the semis. So
that was a great match, dude. That was a really good match. Back and forth. Yeah, it was a fantastic one. And then as well, down below, Champini, just close, but just not enough. Hamilton, really impressive. But Williams, obviously coming down from 121, goes and gets the championship here at 114 pounds. So moving up to 121 pounds, like we talked about, and maybe let's see here. Okay. So Antonio Bonney takes home the championship for Central Valley. Drake LaFleur takes home second. Derek Allen for Elwood City takes home third. Danny Smith, Burgestown, takes fourth. Logan Milligan for North Hills takes fifth. And Gavin Cannon from Sharpstown takes home sixth. I was really anticipating this McClure-Bonney match. And I'll be honest with you, dude, Bonney beat him up. No other way to say it. It was impressive. He looked really good. And, obviously McClure is one of our guys. He was a WOW T winner week 1. He's good. He's really good. He gets on top. He's got those boots, but Bonney's got these hands, man. He's really tough, really good hand fighter. So I think that, that's a match that could be closer. I think it was a little bit maybe not the indicative of the entire score, but, both kids are really good, but Bonney certainly more impressive.
I was anxious to see how Bonney would fill in at this weight. He was at 7 last year, going up an extra weight class, seeing how he'd fill in here. But clearly he's filled in nicely.
I mean, he pinned every single person except for McClure. So he's on one, dude. Antonio Bonney is definitely on one. It's good to see the Central Valley product, really, really coming to his own this year.
Up at 127, your champ, Chris Vargo of Bentworth. He defeated Don Lindsay of Central Valley in the finals by fall. Slovic of Burgettstown took fourth. Fifth place out of Chartiers Valley. Tillich Sadrebekov. Sorry for the pronunciation. It's definitely wrong.
I think that's pretty good.
I'm not bad. So we had 4 WPIL guys.
5. Oh no, Maplewood, not Maplewood.
I know. I
no,
saw
not Mapletown.
Mapletown.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So we had.
I don't even know if they have a
Whitfield
program.
guys.
Yeah.
I don't believe they do anymore.
No.
So anything catch your eye here? It looks like the Lindsay semi was pretty good. He pinned the guy when he was up 8-5.
That was a good one. Lindsay was going back and forth with him. Ultimately, just took him over and stuck him, right there in the second period. So he was impressive. He's starting to find like that gas tank and really start to find it. But ultimately, Vargo was the highlight for me, dude. He's on a mission. He's just looks so focused. He's just mashing dudes. So, good on him. He got in on a cradle, and he was not giving it up. Took Lindsey over, pinned him, and that was the difference in the match. 39 seconds. That's all it takes whenever you get on a high level guy like that. So Vargo's on a mission, and it was good to see the Edinburgh product, the Edinburgh commit, do really well this year. There are a few Edinburgh guys in this tournament actually. Okay, 133 pounds. We look, Hunter Gould takes home the championship over Hudson Homan of Grove City. Hunter Gould of Conneaut. That was the other school I was thinking about. I couldn't think of it. Parker Senapol of Burgettstown takes home third. Logan Conley of Sharp Valley takes home fourth. Ethan Springer of Sharpsfield takes home fifth. Michael Wickstrom of Maplewood takes home sixth. Looking at this one, dude, I think where I was impressed, I know that the match says 7-1, but Senapol and Gold was a really good semi. And then the finals, dude, Homan and Gold was a dogfight. It really was. I really enjoyed that match. Conley Senapal for third and fourth was really good. I had my eyes peeked over, on that one because there was no WPIAL guy in the finals. So ends up getting the fall 5-0. But Sharp Valley's got a couple guys. They had a couple guys place in this, in this tournament. So Sharp Valley's starting to come around. It's tough losing a couple of those hammers like that they had there with Dylan's group. So, but yeah, it was good to see Coach Evans, and they had a couple guys get on the podium here.
Up at 139, your champ was Gavin Sweeka of Burgettstown, a 3-1 decision over Luke Boyer of Elizabeth Forward. Boyer only a freshman, one of the better freshmen in the WPIL. Alex Ruberger of Sharpsville third, Jacoby Thompson of Meadville fourth, and then Max Formiani of Armstrong fifth, and Aiden Burford of Highlands sixth. Sweek over Burford in the semis, and looks like Boyer over Ruberger in the other semi. How was that finals match with Sweeka and Boyer?
Dogfight, dude. Absolute dogfight. And I posted the end of the result on Twitter. It was he got in on a shot, took him down in overtime. It was a sudden victory, but man, that's a coin flip match. And Boyer, he's pushing one of the better guys in the WPIAL, one of the more veteran guys in Gavin Sweeka. So Boyer's for real. Like you said, one of the best young freshmen in the WPIAL, no doubt. All right, buddy. Let's move up to 145 pounds. In this weight, we see Oven Ivich of Bentworth take home first over Gabe Lilly of Elwood City. Liam Heim of Mars takes third. Ryder Go of Southside takes home fourth. Ryder Say of Meadville takes home fifth. And Blake Falk of Cockerton takes home sixth. Highlight for me here, dude, I'd say the Gabe Lilly of an Ivich final. A little chippy, a little scrappy, really, really, 10-4, but I would say it was a little tighter than that. Gave up a leg takedown. Lilly went for kind of like a body to body, trying to get over on, a throw there. But Lilly looked good in the semis, takes out Meadville, and makes the final. So yeah, good on Lilly. We see him, I talked to his dad a little bit. He was wrestling independent last year for I believe he was part of the
Beaver Falls
program. Yes, Beaver Falls. So now he actually has a coach, Coach Fleming. He's going to be on with us at some point, I'm sure. I talked to him a little bit. But yeah, it was good to see him take home second. And, obviously Ivich is one of the best guys in the WPIAL. So, keep eyes on him as well.
Up at 152, your champ was Cody Hamilton of Grove City. Defeated Colin Summers of Sharpsville. Damon Michaels, Elizabeth Forward took third. He beat Rudy Brown of Burgettstown. Cole Gibbons of Lebo took fifth, and Carter Morvay of North Hills took sixth. First thing that I see here is Michaels and Brown for third and fourth, 12-6 decision for Michaels. Did you tune into that match at all?
Yeah, that was a little bit closer than the actual score. I feel like that's a match that easily could be reversed. Rudy Brown looked really good. I mean, he gave the Sharpsville kid, every single thing he can handle in the semis. Threw the kitchen sink at him. He's one of my favorites to watch wrestle. There's no doubt. He's a goer. Has a nice gas tank, and will literally throw everything he has at you until the seconds tick off. So, But yeah, that was a tightly contested match. And, you look at the finals there, Hamilton and Summers, another tough Grove City kid, man. They got a couple of them up there. Okay, 160 pounds here. We see Cash Morrell of Cockerton beat Chase Vermilly for first and second. Isaiah Pisano of Hopewell takes home third. Brighton Anderson of Meadville takes home fourth. Michael Lawrence of Char Valley takes home fifth. And Eric Kovach of Burgestown takes home sixth. Highlight for me here, I would say, first of all, the Pisano Morrell match in the semis was awesome. Dogfight. Pisano just not quite enough. But he, wrestles back, takes home third. I was impressed with him. The UPJ commit going over there to Coach Reinhardt, and I'm excited to see what he does out there. But in the finals, man, Chase Vermillion, I know that he took home the 100th victory of his career this weekend, so good on that. And he was every bit of winning this match. He had it in a bag. He got flipped over in a 5-point move at the last the last 10 seconds or so, and lost the match. So I know that's one he's probably going to want to have back, and he's frustrated about. But overall, he had a great weekend. Just kind of had a little mental lapse there at the last 10 seconds or so. But yeah, I was impressed with Chase Vermillion this weekend as well.
172. Your champ was Hunter Homan of Grove City. Defeated Caleb Kinsey of Armstrong. Third, Josh Divins of Sharpsville. Fourth, Connor Kearns of Meadville. Braden Taggart out of Bentworth, fifth. And Jermel Lindsay of Carlinton, sixth. First thing comes off, Kinsey of Armstrong, a name that, a lot of people probably aren't too familiar with. Donnie, what did you see out of him?
I caught up with our good buddy Coach Knoll there, and first thing he said was like, "We gotta go golfing." I was like, "Yeah, I agree. Let's go." Okay, there's snow on the ground, but I'll play right now. But he was talking about this young freshman he has, and freshman 172 pounds, and the first thing I said was he's going to be a 220 pounder, like Jacobs was. 220 pounder that's going to score a bunch of points. He wrestles. And he's got a funky style. He likes the, hip roll. He likes the, body lock and stuff. He's tough to take down. He really is. He in that finals, kid threw a bunch at him. So Vitaly Daniels, that is, but just ultimately a little bit too much. But yeah, man, super impressed with him. Or not Vitaly. Yeah.
Homan.
I'm sorry. Yes, that was. I knew he was up against a tough one whenever I was watching Homan. That's what I messed up. But yeah, so Homan, just a little bit too much. But Kinsley, Homan threw some nice shots at him. Kinsley was able to scramble out of him. I was impressed with him, and he's another one of those young freshmen that's going to be a name that we need to keep an eye on for a long time. All right, so moving up to 189 pounds, where I was originally in my names. Vitaly Daniels takes home the championship over Evan Leckie of North Hills. Tay Bradshaw of Armstrong takes home third over Slayton Williams of Southside. Brock Biles of Jeff Morgan. Bayless of Jeff Morgan takes home fifth. And Howard Callan of Char Valley takes home sixth. This bracket, honestly, Vitaly Daniels was on one, dude. You look down this bracket, 13-0 gets the fall, 16-0 Tech fall, 5-0 gets the fall in 1 minute, up 6-0 gets the fall in the second period. Impressive stuff for Vitaly Daniels. I don't know if, him not placing a Powerade has a bad taste in his mouth, and, but he certainly looked fantastic this weekend. Another Edinburgh commit, a couple of those here. So, yeah, man, good stuff.
At 215, your champ, Braden Suter out of Carlinton. I feel like every year there's one or two Carlinton kids that are just like Brandenburg. Rodriguez.
This kid's tough too, buddy. He's a 215 pounder that puts boots in. Like, nice leg rudder. You know what I mean? Knows what he's doing. And that's how he got the pin in the finals. Puts in the boots, power half, pinned him. It's good stuff.
It was 0-0 in the third period, and he pinned him.
Yep.
Jeez. So, Braden Suter, your champ out of Carlinton. Second place, Ty Tidball out of Meadville. Augustus Albrecht of Mars, third. Justin Beck, Avonworth, fourth. Max Hernandez out of Sharpsville, fifth. And Levi Heath out of Jefferson Morgan, sixth.
Love that indeed. Okay, let's move up. 285. This is honestly, I was so giddy about this weight once I saw that Brendan Morgan moved up because, I knew that the Bentworth kid was in there. Ruth Glisco, he was pretty good. So let me just run off it before I get ahead of myself. Brendan Morgan takes home the championship for Central Valley over Joseph Baronic of Burgettstown. Michael Albert of Upper St. Clair takes home third. Alex Rusalisco from Bentworth takes home fourth. Ben Lloyd of Mount Lebanon takes home sixth. And Mason Sizzler of Jeff Morgan takes home sixth. Ben Lloyd fifth. Mason Sizzler sixth. So first thing, Sizzler, one of those names, dude. That's a good one. So first off the bat, Brandon Morgan moving up from 215. I talked to him, talked to his dad. It's one of those things that they're going to give it a go, and they wanted to see how it looked this tournament. You knew there was a couple nice guys, and Ben Lloyd and Joe Baronic. So he just wanted to see how it felt. Joey's obviously considered one of the best guys in the WPIAL, been one of the best guys in the WPIAL at heavyweight for a long time. So impressed with him. But man, for me, dude, the highlight, and I'm telling you right now, he beat Ben Lloyd, and he's going to be one of the best guys in the WPIAL, Michael Albert from Upper St. Clair. This dude is like 230, 240, 250, not much fat on him, and he knows how to wrestle. From what I gather, he was a really good youth wrestler, picked it back up. He got recruited out by Coach Toth over at Upper St. Clair, and, really good football player. So he's getting back into it, and he was impressive, Kaz. Really, really impressive. His match with Brendan Morgan was like an eye opener for me. Really good defense. Was able to get a takedown on him right as the period ended. Brendan was definitely not happy about that. Still gets the 10-4 decision there. It ends up getting like a nice lift and bringing him to the mat, but. Kid's impressive, dude. I'm excited to see what he does against some of the other, not much tough competition. I feel like the rest of the way for Upper St. Clair, but sections and WPIALs, he's gonna be a force.
Absolutely.
All right, dude. So what do you think? Let's get our next guest on.
Let's do that.
Kurt, what's up, man? What's going on, Kurt?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, buddy. Good.
Doing well.
Kurt, so thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us, buddy. First things first, congratulations on your Southern Scuffle title there.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, man.
Awesome. Go ahead, Kaz.
So you win the Southern Scuffle. How are you feeling heading into that tournament? And how do you feel post-tournament?
I think early in the year I struggled a little bit this year. Started off not so strong, so I made a lot of adjustments, and I was pretty happy with being able to put those into action in a couple of big tournaments, including that one. So I know I'm moving in the right direction, and that's what I'm working towards going forwards in the EIWA schedule coming up here.
So talk about wrestling in the EIWA. That's a really tough conference, man. How do you get geared up for that, and what's your thought process?
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, and it's tough. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we got like 10 EIWA duels coming up. So week in and week out, we prep like like we're going for a state championship. So we have it down to a T every week what we do to get ready on certain days, and it leaves us feeling fresh, good. We're going into every weekend. We go to battle.
Having a guy like Tyler Smith in your practice room, a guy you're probably familiar with from back home, being from neighboring districts. How influential has he been with your wrestling career?
Oh man, Smitty's been my guy the last few years. He's been so useful. I think we wrestle a lot alike in a lot of ways, so our styles have been really good he's taught me a ton of things I've been able to incorporate right into my style wrestling, especially on top. He's just really, really good, which is where I've always been really good. So I've been able to pick up a ton from him. Plus, he's just the right guy for me. The way he coaches, the style, it's been really good.
Talk about Bucknell. What's it like being up there? I know you got a couple WPIAL boys with you, but what's it like being at Bucknell and, sell the program?
Since I've been here, I think it's just rose every year, and uh, especially as you said with Smitty coming in. When I think he came in after my freshman year, we started picking up WPIAL guys, and before we knew it, we're starting to take on these top 25 teams and taking them to the brink. It's a matter of time before we knock one of them off here. We showed up with Wisconsin earlier, but we got some duels coming up that I think that we're gonna break through here, and I really just want to prove it because this is a place where people can come and win. Small schools get overlooked a lot by big recruits, but they can win here for sure.
So, upcoming schedule, any duels you're really looking forward to? Any more tournaments before you head into the postseason?
I don't have any tournaments planned right now. Just in this dual meet lineup. I'm not looking ahead towards anything too much. I take it week to week, but I know I got some good matchups coming. Especially got some top 10 guys, and I'll get Crookham with Lehigh, which I'm excited about to get another crack at him. Um, Honestly, just everyone. I just like competing, like going out there for the Bison. So it
Love
always
that.
gets me pumped up.
Now, your brother wrestled for Bucknell, correct?
Yeah, he did.
So what's it been like, following in his shoes? I know he was really successful and a heck of a wrestler in his own right. What's it been like wrestling, following him?
I think more than anything, he's just been a big role model for me growing up, where I saw what he did. I always just kind of followed him, did the same things he did, which has led me to be successful. Uh, I actually didn't think I was going to come to Bucknell. It's just an interesting story I was in the recruiting process and ended up being the right place for me. So, in that sense, I'm trying to make my own legacy at Bucknell, but I just want to keep one upping them like I always try to do. You got to try to beat your big brother and everything.
Yes, sir.
What are your goals for the rest of the season?
I'm just trying to be the best I can be at wrestling, really, and really enjoy these last couple of years. And I believe that when I have that mentality when I go on wrestle, it's going to lead to my best results, which ideally would be placing at that national tournament. I've been there, I've experienced it now. It's just time to be great when you got to be great and find a way, as our coaches like to say. So, just gonna
Very well
keep
said.
evolving, keep doing my thing.
I love that. That's good stuff there. Kurt, thank you so much for taking some time out and hanging out with us, brother.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate you having me on.
I got one more question for you, Kurt.
Yep.
A former coach of yours, who's a dear friend of mine. I'm not going to say who it is. Wanted me to ask you who the best kickball player is that you know.
Oh, I know where this is coming from.
It had to be Coach Qualey back in the day.
Believe it or not, it was not Coach Qualey, but you're on the right track. Our good
If it was
Vince
Coach
DeAugustine.
P is the one that asked this, for sure.
Yes,
But
Yes.
Vince DeAugustine.
when you saw Coach Qualey play the kickball, it was something to see.
What's the game?
It wasn't
of
me,
choice
that's
in the
for
Bucknell
sure.
room?
I'm not very good.
What's the game of choice in the Bucknell room?
We play hacky sack every single day.
Really?
We've gotten pretty good at it too.
Like the traditional, like actual hacky sack?
Yeah. We have a variation where it's 3 hits, and then you can snag it and throw it at someone and get them out. I don't know if that's how everyone exactly plays it, but it's really competitive in our room. We take it seriously.
That's a new one, Kase.
What's up?
Who's the best one?
Probably Dylan Chappell. We got him. We have an Illinois guy named Logan DeCitas. He's really good too. They just nail you with it when they catch it. So it's hard to beat them.
I'm sure it doesn't feel too good when you get pelted with those things too.
No, it doesn't. There's been a couple welts a few times.
Oh, that's good stuff. Kurt, thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. All right, Kaz, that was Kurt Phipps. What a good dude there for the former Norwin wrestler, state champ, actually, for them. Really cool, man. Good stuff for the Bucknell Bison there. Where do you think, Kaz? What do you want to go to next? Do you want to go to Allegheny County Seas, or you want to preview some duels tomorrow real quick? Or we could talk about, we got to talk about
the
Connellsville duels.
We had a couple matches there that we have to bring up. Neither of us were there, but we were getting the plugs from people from there.
Yep.
I was calling the Seton Hill duel, and I got the text from you, and then me and Smitty said it on air. So Donnie was our plug, but Latrobe ends up beating North Allegheny 34-28, real close match. And then in the second round, NA ends up upsetting Connellsville 28-25. Connellsville's been your number one ranked team for most of the year based off of the Trib and some other places. And NA finds a way and beats them by 3.
And you know what? I'm looking at the box score here, buddy. I'm looking at the 285-pound match. And you see Braden McKella won by disqualification over Tyler Gallus. That's a 6-point match there. Tyler Gallus is one of those guys I feel like, one of the better guys in the WPIAL. So, I don't know if that, a deciding factor or not, but I'm sure that was a big swing point in the match. Yeah,
and some of the other, there were some, Stediford, a close decision over Franks.
Yep.
Ruggieri gets a close decision, 6-4.
Buggy over Cook, 7-4.
Another 11-6 Hernandez over Lembo. There were a lot of close decisions in this match that could have gone either way. Credit to North Allegheny, man. They got the job done. They won 7 of 13, and they got a couple bonus points with Casey Walker and Hartung at 189. So that was huge. It just solidifies what you and I have been saying for 3 months. Nobody can honestly tell you right now who the best team in AAA is, or who the top 4 teams in AAA are, for that matter. I know I can't, and you can't either. We've talked about this every day.
Nope, can't do it. And you look at, like you said earlier, Greater Latrobe beats North Allegheny in the same tournament, dude, same day. So yeah. It's just going to be madness.
And Connellsville just beat Latrobe by 20 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday. So it's they're all right there in the mix. We've seen Trinity beat Latrobe. We're going to get some more clarity tomorrow with Franklin and Norwin, 2 teams we believe are in that top, 6 to 8, and they could be 2, they could be 3, they could be 1. But it's going to be exciting. I don't either.
I love it. That's all I know is it's similar to last year. I think last year it was deeper. I remember it went 12 deep. I remember Pine Richland was a 12 seed, and they were that's where they probably should have been, a 12 seed, and they were good, dude. They were really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it goes that deep this year, but I think there's 8 really freaking good teams this year, or maybe 10. And it's
and there's
I don't
not
know.
A clear cut. Last year we knew, okay, Waynesburg and Cannon Mac.
And then who's next?
I shouldn't even say that because I had Latrobe in the finals, and they ended up losing to Norwin. But everybody had Waynesburg in the finals. Everybody did.
Yep.
And a lot of people. And then you had Cannon Mac and Butler. Butler beat Waynesburg earlier in the year last year.
Trinity was really good last year. West Allegheny was really good last year. Connellsville, obviously, was right there. Hempfield made it to the state tournament. They had one of their best years. Yeah, man. Last year was a lot of fun, but this year, I feel like it's going to be like North Allegheny's in it, Plum's in it, Norwin, Franklin Regional, Connellsville, Fox Chapel. We got these different squads in it that are really good, man. I'm excited about it. I really freaking am.
And with another, we'll kind of roll into tomorrow with some matches we're looking at.
That's where I was going. Yep. Bethel
Park and Cannon Mac tomorrow. Cannon Mac, a team that a lot of people said, they would be the favorite.
And that brings up where Baldwin beat Cannon Mac last week.
Yes.
And
Bethel Park is really good.
Yeah. This could be I don't know. When's the last time Cannon Mac, didn't win sections or wasn't like, you know what I mean? It's definitely wild to see. There's no doubt about it. I know that they have some sickness and there's injuries there. There's no doubt. It's just like any team, you know, you deal with it. But normally they have the depth that to kind of withstand, you know, that process. So, but I'm sure there's one of those teams I know that we can't count them out. If we see them on the floor at the end of the WPIAL team tournament, you are going to look at each other and we're going to be like, no, we're not surprised. We're not surprised.
At all.
So it's just really, and it's another team we didn't even really say. So it's really going to be interesting. Bethel Park, we'll see what they do, man. You know, certainly they're another one of those teams. I could see them easily being a top 4. I could see them winning it if things break the right way. I don't know, dude. I'm pumped up for it. I really am. I just can't. I cannot. And now the fact that they're doing all of them the same day at the same place. Thank you, WPIAL committee. Thank you guys so much. I'm freaking pumped. We don't have to leave and we get to watch all of them. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for that. We'll be there at 9 a.m, leave at about 6 at night.
All day long, dude. All day long. It's going to be a glorious
great
day.
Matches. Oh, it's going to be incredible. And if I had to pick, I had to pick the 4 AAA teams that'll be there, I don't know.
Neither do I. We're going to be at 2 different quarters the night before, the week before, or whatever. It's usually Wednesday or something, right?
Yeah,
so
it should be Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's going to be, and you know, Double A is going to be good too. I feel like Double A is 2-horse race, right? Burgettstown, Burrow, Quaker Valley is the kind of like the 3rd team there, but I think Quaker Valley could get in there in the right situation. But yeah, Triple A is going to be so much fun, dude. You want to touch on Allegheny counties real quick before we
we'll hit
leave
that.
these guys go?
So Allegheny County tournament is this weekend at Fox Chapel, this Friday and Saturday. Fox Chapel's a perfect venue for it. That gym's freaking massive. They have
2 big gyms, bud.
Yeah, they do a really good job there.
Yep.
Running that tournament. They released their seeds. So Donnie and I have the top. What do we have? The top 10 seeds in each weight class. Some of them we have a couple less. Again, the seed. We always talk about seeds. There's criteria in place. Common sense needs to be a factor. I mean, when you have kids seeded outside of the top 3 that are ranked top 6 in the state, there's something wrong. Like, that's not right. It's not right. When you have kids seeded 5th and 6th that have head-to-head wins over 2 of the guys seated ahead of them, that's not right. What are we doing, Donnie?
Dude, you know, it's tough because it was really tough for me to see stuff like this because when I was in it, when my brother was in it, the Allegheny County was like the 2nd toughest tournament of the year, dude. Like, you got up for counties. It was a big freaking deal. You know, Central Catholic always had a good team. Shady Side always had a good team. Plum, North Hills, North Allegheny, Keystone Oaks always had grinders, dude. Like, it was always such a tough tournament. And to see where it's kind of at, you know, it's definitely not as where it was. There's no doubt. And that's because, like we said, some of the Catholic schools and things of that nature aren't there. But you can't, dude, my biggest problem, and, you know, no disrespect to the City League schools, no disrespect. But you got some kids on here, bro, that are like 0-2 and seeded. We can't have that. We can't have that. Can't have it, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. I'm just, you know, that's all I'll say. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I just think that, and I'm going to throw a name out there. Mason Kernan just freaking placed at Powerade.
Yep.
He just placed at Powerade. He is seated 1 spot ahead in the Allegheny County bracket than what he was seated at Powerade. Put that in perspective. Kernan ended up being the 5-seeded Powerade. He's the 4-seeded Allegheny County. Somebody explain to me how that is correct.
Because I don't know if they did they go off of last year's. What did they go off of last year's results, Kase?
I think my guess would be last year's county tournament has a lot of weight into it, and that's fine. There should be some weight into it, but that can't be the end all be all, because by putting him as the 4 seed, you're screwing the 5 seed and you're screwing the 1 seed. You're screwing the whole bracket. You're screwing the 2 seed, the 3 seed, everything.
And then it messes with the teams. You know what I mean? It messes with your teams because you don't have guys that should be in the correct finals or third, fourth place matchups. You know, and then like you don't get a true team outcome. I don't know, dude. It's tough. It's tough to see where, you know, tough in general. I don't know.
But then everyone's gonna say, and I get it, you gotta wrestle everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, you do. Go out and wrestle. Don't worry about the seeds. This is just 2 guys complaining about wishing it was cleaned up.
That's it.
But screw it.
They have no pull at all.
Go wrestle.
Yes, dude. Just go wrestle. I mean, it's going to be a good day, or a good couple days out there. They, like you said, other than these seeds, dude. Other than these seeds, it's a top tier tournament. I know PA Power does a stream out there. Smitty is out there from I know a couple years ago, last year or whatever. He was out there doing, you know, commentating. Dude, top tier tournament. Everything's top tier about that. It's just those seeds got to be fixed. They got to figure something out about that. Other than that, good stuff. Do you want to run down the seeds, or do you just want to post them? We're at an hour and 15. Doesn't matter to me, buddy.
Let's run down. We'll run down the top 4 seeds in each weight. Just real quick.
Okay.
I have them up.
You start off at 107. I'm pulling them up right now. I'll get to 114.
So 107, your top 4 seeds. Bruce Anderchak, your 1 seed out of Quaker Valley. Javion Chambers out of Highlands, your 2. Evan Schomburg of North Allegheny, your 3. Declan Boyles of Central Catholic, your 4. And Anthony Jones of Shaler area is your 5 seed. That is at 107 pounds.
And dude, right off the bat, we see Jonathan Emma all the way down. You know, he's freshman, but what's he, the 7 seed? I expect him to do some big things.
He's the 8 seed.
8 seed. Okay. Okay.
Just one Burgettstown.
Just one Burgettstown, which, you know, I'm sure those had to be in beforehand.
Right.
Whatever. So that maybe that's one's not as egregious, but, you know. Okay, let's move on to 114 pounds. Brock Dennison takes the first place seed. Giovanni Champini is second. Landon Funk of Fox Chapel is your 3 seed. Isaac Magaglia of Quaker Valley is your 4 seed. And, you know, you run down the rest of these. Kazanovich of Avonworth, Jones of Carrick. See, you know, this is one of these ones. 9 and 6. Jane Jones of Carrick. Bonham Academy. Mere Green is 0 and 2. He is the, what is that, Kaz? 7 seed? 7 seed. Damon Phipps is from Penn Hills. And then what else do we have here, buddy? Carlington and North Allegheny running it out. Evan Moldova and Charlie LaQuartra. But yeah, dude, you look at that one. I mean, there's 2 City League kids in that. One's 9 and 6, the other one's 0 and 2. How? Just because no one else has seeding points, I understand that, but like, you got to look at like records, common opponents, something, dude.
Yes.
Okay, we're done bitching about the seeds. That'll be it. That's it.
121, Charlie Colantonio of Central Catholic, your 1. Owen Campbell of Plum, your 2. Michael Warson of Fox Chapel, your 3. Gus Stediford of North Allegheny, your 4. And Cale Yannick of Plum, your 5. Ryland Campbell, the 6 seed out of Plum, is what I had.
Cale Yannick, the 5 seed.
Yeah. Yep. Yannick Stediford possibly in the quarters. That's a really good quarters match.
Indeed. And if Warson's on the run, you know, we see him, you know, he won the Southmoreland tournament. So, you know, that's a nice bracket there. 121 pounds. Okay.
Yeah, that is.
127, Owen Klodowski of Baldwin, your 1 seed. Johnny Biano, your 2 seed from South Fayette. Brooks Blasco from Central Catholic, your 3 seed. Sam Snyder from Plum, your 4 seed. Casey Walker, your 5 seed out of North Allegheny. Salvatore Barbarino of Highlands, your 5 seed. Jacob Stetz of Montour. Bethel Park, Seth Millers. Montour's Jacob Chagone. And Avonworth Mike Tabano round out your top 10 there. All, you know, WPIAL guys there. No city leagues. And you look at the top 4, all 4 of those, top 5 really, all 5 of those guys are really tough. So it's a nice bracket.
133, one of the deeper ones here. Jack Cazalis of Quaker Valley, your 1. Ramil Islamov of Baldwin, your 2. Carson Yaka of Plum the 3, Mason Kernan of Bethel Park the 4, Dom Ferraro of Pine Richland the 5, Dustin Kerr of Hampton the 6, and Will Bentram of North Allegheny is the 7 seed.
Nice bracket there. Nice bracket indeed. That's probably one of the more high level brackets. You look at that. You look at, Cazales is high level. Islamov is certainly high level. One of those guys we've been on. Yaka's really good. Kernan just placed a Powerade. So yeah, I like that bracket. Okay, 139 pounds. Aiden Burford of Highlands, your 1 seed. Matt Dano, Quaker Valley, your 2 seed. Anthony Orlandini of Montour, your 3 seed. Griffin Reed of North Allegheny, your 4 seed. Aiden Stout of Bethel Park, your 5 seed, and Peter Leventis of South Fayette, your 6 seed there at 139 pounds.
Going to 145, your 1 seed, no surprise here, Maddox Shaw out of TJ, your 2 seed, Jack Deemert out of Quaker Valley, 3 seed, Ethan Higgins out of Bethel Park, your 4 seed, Talon Mazanko out of South Fayette, 5 seed, Trent Reese of Plum, 6 seed, Caden Wills of West Mifflin, 7 seed, Colton Kotuch out of McKeesport, and your 8 is Derek Worstel out of Upper St. Clair.
Derek Worstel's a sneaky name there, buddy. I've been hearing a little bit about him through my brother-in-law and such. He's coming. Okay, 152. Antonio Walker, the 1 seed out of Plum. Cooper Dietz from West Mifflin, your 2 seed. Damon Michaels from Elizabeth Forward, your 3 seed. Kyron Beasley of Highlands, your 4 seed. Elijah Essler of Brashear, your 6 seed. And Cole Gibbons of Mount Lebanon, your 6 seed. Lucas Dunlap, another one that, I feel like we need to keep an eye on too, is down there at the 6th seed. And also Alexander Kaufman, the 10th seed, another one, he's pretty good too. So nice little bracket there at 152 pounds.
160, your 1 seed, Keith Minson out of Baldwin, 2 seed, Bodie Marlowe out of Thomas Jefferson, 3 seed, Marcus Ritchie out of Quaker Valley, your 4 seed, Mac Miller out of Pine Richland, where are we at? Your 5 seed, Dante Duncan out of Obama Academy, 6 seed, Michael Lawrence out of Chartiers Valley, your 7, Alan Danner of Hampton, your 8, Caleb Wilkinson of Alderdice, Charlie Campbell, your 9 out of Plum, and Milo Chu from Fox Chapel is your 10.
I like Michael Lawrence in that bracket. Obviously, Mac Miller, Bodie Marlowe, Keith Minson,
solid weight.
Very solid weight. Okay. 172. Vaughn Spencer, your 1 seed out of Pine Richland. Wyatt Makovich of South Park, your 2 seed. Jack Tungel of Plum, we just talked about him, your 3 seed. Jeremy Lindsay of Carlington, your 4 seed. Jack Vitti of Fox Chapel, your 5 seed. Lakin Islamov of Baldwin, your 6 seed. Kellen Buggy, your 7 seed. Joey Geller of Fox Chapel, your 8 seed. Kellen Buggy of North Allegheny, there, your 7 seed, sorry. Luke Hollywood, one of our favorites, buddy. Yes, sir, the 9 seed. Love to see that. Love to read that name. And then Mike Russell there for Carrick rounds it out as the 10 seed there at 172 pounds. Luke Hollywood up there, 172.
Luke Hollywood making his debut this weekend. Maybe wrestling tomorrow. He's been a little banged up. He's up at 172. We're big Luke Hollywood guys here.
Sir,
Luke Hollywood making his debut. We need it. 189, your 1 seed, Evan Letke of North Hills. Your 2 seed, Nez Green of Central Catholic. Your 3, Marcus Wahila of Alderdice. Your 4, Mustafa Gurakar out of Brashear. Aiden Petrie of Hampton, your 5. Chris Brown of Quaker Valley, your 6. Mason Hartung of North Allegheny, your 7. Andrew Sharp of Baldwin, your 8. Hunter Goals of Bethel Park, your 9. And Sean Scott out of Obama Academy is your 10 seed. Mason Hartung going to make some noise in this bracket, if you ask me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I think that's a good call for sure. I like Hunter Goals of Bethel Park. Kid's not bad at all. Okay, moving up, 215. Aiden Buggy, your 1 seed. Braden Suter, your 2 seed. Aiden Buggy out of North Allegheny. Suter out of Carlington. Landon Hartman, your 3 seed out of Bethel Park. Vito Barvacchio of Shaler, your 4 seed. Roman Thompson, your 5 seed out of Central Catholic. Tyler Glover out of Char Valley, your 6 seed. Jake Pawlowski of Gateway, your 7. Neho Calvo of Obama Academy. Your 8, Eris Hanatos of Quaker Valley. Your the 9, and Johnny McLevy from Hampton. Your 10 seed there. Obviously, one of the ones we got to highlight. I think Roman Thompson might win this weight, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
He's pretty good.
Really freaking good.
He's pretty good, dude. He's pretty
really good freshman. Really good freshman.
And that 215 weight, loaded.
Him.
A lot of good
Calgaro,
kids, man. Yep. Calgaro, Marion, Conroy. Buggy. Yeah, man. There's a whole crew.
Thompson and Buggy are going to hit in the semis. That's going to be a really good match.
I'm here for it, dude. I might go just for that dogfight. That one alone. Freshman versus senior. It's gonna be fireworks. All right, 285. Oh no, you're up.
285. Your 1 seed Shepherd Turk at TJ. Henry Barbish of Carlinton, your 2. Ben Lloyd Alibo, your 3. Michael Albert, who Donnie just mentioned not long ago, of Upper St. Clair's, your 4. Parker Cunningham, your 5. D'Angelo Hamilton out of Fox Chapel, your 6. Watch out for D'Angelo Hamilton. Love watching the kid wrestle. Throws the kitchen sink at heavyweight.
Love it.
Nate Glock of Hampton, the 7. Frank Grazoulis of Plum, the 8. Berkonyan Sobranov of North Hills. I definitely pronounced that wrong, but I will get it sooner. And Brian Clark of Obama Academy is your 10 seed, and that wraps up heavyweight. D Hall, those are our seeds. Why don't we just do this real quick before we close it up? Who do you think's going to win a team race?
It's going to be like a 3 or 4 horse race between Quaker Valley, Bethel Park, Plum, North Allegheny,
Fox Chapel.
Fox Chapel's going to be there.
TJ's going to be in the mix too because they're going to
have 3 champs or 2 champs and maybe I don't know. When the brackets came out, dude, I initially said Quaker Valley, but then I looked into it deeper. I think I'm going to have to go with Bethel Park. I think they're going to get a lot of kids on the podium. Maybe not necessarily the champs, but they're going to get a lot of kids on the podium. And I think Mason Kernan obviously has a good chance to take first. But I think I got the Hawks, man. I don't know. I think it's going to be a dogfight to see who's going to win it though.
Yes, indeed.
Who you got?
To me,
you're going to hit me with that question. I'm not going to let you off the hook, buddy. Come on.
To me, it's Bethel Park or Plum.
Yes, I agree.
That's who I expect to be the top 2.
Can't count out North Allegheny after what they just did.
No, you can't. You can't. I'm going to go Bethel Park, but I think it's going to be really close between them and Plum.
Oh boy, watch it. They don't win now because we both picked them. We'll see. I think, I don't know, dude. We'll see.
Going to be interesting, to say the least. It's going to be a good 2 days at Fox Chapel. If you're in the area, head to Fox Chapel. Beautiful venue. All the matches will be streamed on. I know PA Power's doing it, so if you have Rockfin, you can tune into that.
It's a no-brainer. If you're a wrestling fan, get Rockfin. There's so much stuff on there. Willie's account alone is worth it. So yeah, Rockfin's good stuff, Kase. Last segment of the day, Wrestler of the Week. You want to do it since I did last week?
Yeah, so our Wrestler of the Week going to get the Wild T. None other than Kase Chopp of Butler. We had him on earlier today or this evening. So Kase Chopp of Butler is our Wrestler of the Week. He will be receiving the Wild T. Congratulations to Kase. Hell of a tournament that you just wrestled, and best of luck the rest of the way in the season. D Hall.
The Golden Tornado, getting the Wild T. Good stuff, Kase Chopp. And, that's not the first time you wowed us. You definitely wowed us in the Islamov match, and you go out and get it done. That was a fantastic interview. Going out thinking, you're not going to get tech to get in the dub. That's fantastic stuff. Congratulations to Kase Chopp. Very cool indeed. But, Kase, appreciate you, brother. Until next time, dude, have fun tomorrow. I'm certainly going to have fun tomorrow with Smitty.
Yes.
It's going to be a great night.
Big wrestling night tomorrow.
if you guys are out there, check it out on West Moco Sports Network, or if you're local to a school, go watch. Find a way to watch some wrestling tomorrow. One of the best nights of the year. Section matches. This is coming down to the wire before we get to the WPIAL team playoffs. Tune in, watch it, enjoy it. Love you, Yens. Appreciate you.